if these talks go well and you reach a ceasefire agreement with Iran, do you believe Israel would abide by that agreement?
I think Israel will be very happy with what we have. We just spoke to Israel a little while ago. I think they'll be very happy. This will be peace for Israel, long-term peace.
This will be long-term peace for Israel. Meanwhile, earlier today, Netanyahu announced the plan for long-term operations in Lebanon. So, yeah, Israel will definitely be at peace for the foreseeable future because of everything that's happening.
Guaranteed peace. If this happens, and I can't guarantee it, but I think it's going to. My life is a deal. That's all I do is deals my whole life. I think this is something that's going to happen. And why wouldn't it happen? So tomorrow morning sometime, their time, we were expected to blow up their largest electric generating plants that cost over $10 billion to build. It's a very good one. There was no dearth of money. And one shot, it's gone. It collapses. Why would they want that? So they called. I didn't call. They called. They want.
No, they absolutely did not call you.
To make a deal, and we are very willing to make a deal. It's got to be a good deal, and it's got to be no more wars, no more nuclear weapons. They're not going to have nuclear weapons anymore. They're agreeing to that. Any of that stuff, there's no deal.
Have they offered to reopen?
These are just lies. Like, just transparently lies, too.
You said you want to get the enriched uranium. How are you going to get the enriched uranium? Are you going to
It's very easy. If we have a deal with them, we're going down and we'll take it ourselves.
Can I ask you, the Treasury lifted...
It'll be very easy if they just give it to us. It'll be very easy to get, folks. I'll just go down there and they'll have packaged it up neatly with little bows, little present bows on them. And then they'll hand them over and then maybe we'll play some golf in Iran. I'm sure they have some golf courses in Iran. I would love to play golf with the Ayatollah, all right? It'll be very pretty. It'll be very easy. It's called the art of the deal, folks.
Sanctions on Iranian oil that was out to sea. You criticized President Obama for giving Iran $1.7 billion.
Well, I just want to have as much oil in the system as possible. And we don't even know if Iran gets that money. Frankly, I think it's very hard for them to get it. But you have ships that are out there that are loaded up with oil.
The backstory is they lifted sanctions on Iran's oil at sea, meaning that all oil that is on Iranian ships can now be bought by other countries around the world, which in turn gives money to Iran. And he's like, well, we've taken out their infrastructure, so I don't even think they can really get that money. And like, I don't know if people have forgotten this, but money can be physical and also transferred digitally. So there are many, many, many ways for money to get back to Iran.
Rather than keep it there, I would rather see it go to the system. Any small amount of money that Iran gets is not going to have any difference in this war. But I want to have the system be lubricated.
Ew, please never say that again.
$14 billion, you don't think helps them?
Where's the $14 billion?
Because the inflated price, they get $14 billion from the...
I don't think they're getting the money. Oil. I could tell you, when this is all over...
For the record, in case people have forgotten, right? Back in 2016, all right? Back in 2016, Obama, in order to finalize the, the nuclear agreement that was forged to prevent Iran from having nuclear weapons. As part of that agreement, Obama released about $1.7 billion that had been held in of Iran's money. It was being held outside of the country from like the 1970s. Obama released that. And Kaylin Collins, I believe, points out correctly here that if the oil at sea is allowed to be sold, this is effectively giving Iran $14 billion, or roughly 7 times what Obama gave to Iran. You all know, like, for the past like decade, Donald Trump has been raging over and over and over every time Iran gets brought up. Obama gave them money. Obama gave them money. Obama gave them money. Obama gave them money. He gave them billions of dollars, showered them with billions. And like, he's literally giving 7 times more money to Iran. Now, I do think Iran should get that money. It's like, we also shouldn't be bombing Iran. But like, the fact that Donald Trump is doing this is like insane hypocrisy.
I will tell you who's getting the money.
Mr. President.
And his explanation is just, no, they're just not going to get the money. They're going to sell the oil and not get the money. That's how selling things works.
From California, given that it'll take them weeks to arrive, is the intention to police the strait or take cars?
What are you talking about?
Well, it's been reported that there are Marines that left California, left San Diego last week, at the end of the week. Why are they headed there now?
Well, let me ask you this. If you were in my position and I asked you that question, do you really believe I'd give you an answer? It's a crazy.
Whoa, wait a minute. You're asking me a really inconvenient question here. Now imagine you're in my position. Would I tell you the truth? I'm losing it. Like, guys, he's gone. He's gone. He has no idea what he's doing. He barely has any idea what he's saying. Like, he's losing it. But Ego Bob is correct. That was basically a perfect conversational parry.
Perfect question.
Mr. President,
We don't talk about strategy. Yeah?
Perfect. Killed by an illegal immigrant that was let in under the Biden administration.
Let in by Biden.
Give a message for her family.
It's devastating. These people were let in by Biden. We're getting them out. We're getting them out fast. That's why ICE is so important. They're doing such a good job.
They're doing such a good job by going to airports where apparently, if you listen to me in my last answer, they aren't really needed because all of the murderers and killers are outside of airports now. Like, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. He's just fucking gone. Like, guys, we're not going to watch this particular press conference, but he had a Safe Again event in Memphis, I believe, earlier today, and just look at how they staged this. And then listen to how much dick sucking is going on.
So, Cash, see if you can top that. I don't know. That's a tough one, Cash.
That is tough. You know, Mr. President, as I look around this venue, I see and I'm reminded again why we have the greatest warriors on God's green earth, the men and women serving in uniform, the men and women serving and wearing the badge, and law enforcement, our police, our sheriffs around the state of Tennessee. I'm reminded that Americans exist to protect this country day in and day out, and they've done it like we've done it here. But what we didn't have was you. We didn't have a commander-in-chief who backed the blue, who resourced the blue, who funded the military, who did whatever it takes to safeguard every single life. And here in Memphis, Tennessee, you have put on a show for the world. You have allowed us to go out there and capture gangbangers, rapists, murderers, drug dealers at record historic levels. And for me, a first-generation Indian-American kid whose parents fled a genocide in East Africa to become the 9th director of the FBI, I'm living the wildest dream you could possibly imagine, sir.
It is my duty and my honor to prevent other people from having the opportunities my parents had.
But it's...
Yeah, also just stage full of guns. Just tons and tons of guns on stage with fake evidence boxes as props. And for the record, yes, this is immediately after Stephen Miller got done with like a 5-minute long fellatio session of Donald Trump. Like, this is right after Stephen Miller just finished like going to town slobbering on Trump's knob. Like, it's crazy. Is crazy. This event was basically nonstop glazing this man, and it was weird. It was really, really weird, but I just needed to bring this up so you could see the stage. Like, the fact that they are just rolling out an entire dog and pony show here. It's crazy. Anyway, back to this, because it's very clear we are in, like, the waning days of this man's ability to stand upright.
This animal, I saw the whole thing last night. They gave me a briefing. Came in through Joe Biden with his open door policy, and his border czar, Kamala, who never saw the border, never made one phone call. All the ICE people, you see, they all know me. Everyone knows me. They like me. I speak to them all the time. Didn't make one phone call during 4 years. She was the border czar to anybody on the border. Never went there. This person came in through the open door policy of Joe Biden, and we have others. We're taking.
I also remember the days of Joe Biden when he would, have a doorman and a red carpet rolled out for every murderer from outside the United States. If you wanted to get in here and you'd done murders before, come right in. People loved that. I remember the murderer's entrance to the United States. Oh my God. Just murderer after murderer coming in. Just like, oh, you're a murderer? Go to the front of the line. You get in here, you sly dog, you. We all remember that.
Get them out by the tens of thousands. We're doing a great job, but it's a shame. They've hurt our country. Just remember this. Joe Biden and that gang of radical left lunatics, some very smart, but radical left.
I remember Joe Biden literally killed a little white Christian kid and said, "This is for Mexico." Oh, God. Yeah, truly heinous times under Biden.
That bad ideology, sick people. These people have hurt our country very badly.
Are we directly talking with Iran?
About hitting those Iranian power plants. How is that different from what Russia has been doing in Ukraine, hitting Ukrainian power? Well,
it's also stupid. Also, excellent question. How is threatening to destroy civilian infrastructure different from Russia destroying civilian infrastructure in an ongoing terror campaign?
I think it's a lot different. And if you look at the nuclear weapons that they wanted to have, that they wanted to possess, a lot of things are different. I'm not a fan of what Russia's doing either, just so you understand. All right. But it's a lot different. You're talking about a country that has been evil for 47 years. They've been horrible. Death all over the world.
I don't think that's an argument for allowing you to strike civilian infrastructure and do collective punishment. I think I don't think you can do a war crime as a treat here. Like, that's not how war crimes work, actually. Like, also, I do want to put out there that if your argument is, countries that have been going around the globe, killing civilians and overthrowing governments with impunity for the last 47 years, Americans might not want to look in the mirror at that one, I guess, if that's your standard.
Just us. Look at the way they attacked unexpectedly all of those countries surrounding them. It was not supposed to be. Nobody was even thinking about it. But they wanted to take over the Middle East, and they wanted...
No one was even thinking about it, folks. No one could have ever seen that Iran might retaliate if we started bombing the shit out of them. When I do it, it's cool and fun, though. You get it.
To knock out Israel permanently. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they would have been able to do that.
Are we directly talking to Iran?
Mr. President, do you know whether Joe Kent was leaking?
Look, I'm not a fan of the guy. If you look at...
Look, I'm not a fan of the guy. I just put him in charge of the United States counterterrorism operations. But I wasn't a fan of him. Now, I know that I also campaigned for him and endorsed him in his bid for Congress, and I also did appoint him unilaterally to hit the position he had. But I wasn't a fan of him, okay? He was just the best guy for the job, but I wasn't a fan. It was begrudging. Very begrudging.
And you never cover this. If you look at his truths or whatever he went on, if it's X or Truth, if you...
Obviously, everyone these days is using Truth Social. It's the hot new social media website.
Look at his truths or his statements. He was all for everything. All of a sudden, he wasn't.
Everyone's calling statements truths now. You have to speak your truth. That's how it is in Trump's America.
He was a man that I met at Dover. He came and his wife was killed. He remarried fairly quickly. His wife was killed, and I felt badly for him. He ran for Congress, he lost. He ran for Congress again, and he lost. I said, you know, he's a guy.
You know, I felt bad for him. His wife got killed, and then he lost two attempts at going into Congress. And I just felt so bad for him that I had to appoint him as the counterterrorism guy in the United States. You know, like what you do. When you pity someone, you make them in charge of the entire counterterrorism network of the United States. That's how that works.
Nice guy, seemed like a very nice guy. I met him.
Obviously, if someone's very nice, you put them in charge of counterterrorism, because someone who's really nice couldn't possibly be bad at being a counterterrorist. Because everyone knows terrorists are mean. You can only counter them with the power of friendship.
He was pretty heartbroken, but I said, you know, it's a shame. He ran for Congress twice. Call him up, give him a job in the White House. Smart.
Oh, God, he doesn't realize that this makes him sound like the stupidest man on the planet. This makes him sound like the stupidest fucking rube that has ever existed. Oh, fuck. This guy was nice to me. Let's make him in charge of an entire portion of the US government. He couldn't be a bad guy. He said my hair looked nice. He's a loser, so I hired him. Excellent plan, sir. That's called a meritocracy. Oh,
they gave him a job.
Yeah, did he fucking help you move a bike up some stairs? Change your entire political outlook?
The White House, and this is what he does to me. You know, being a nice guy doesn't pay off too much.
Mr. President,
think of it. He loses twice in Congress.
That's something Frank from Always Sunny would do. I mean, I think that's about where we're at right now. We're about at Frank from Always Sunny levels.
And not very good campaigns. Should have won. But he loses twice. How do I get him? I have my people call him, because I didn't deal with him for the most part. I saw him a couple of times, but I never dealt with him at all. I had no idea his ideology was left or right, whatever.
Yeah, this makes you look so good, man. You're nailing this. You're absolutely nailing it, dude. Incredible stuff. What the fuck is he babbling about? He's babbling about the fact that Joe Kent was fired from the Trump administration because Trump thought that he was leaking to the press. And then immediately Joe Kent, who was the head of U.S. counterterrorism operations, went and did a Tucker Carlson interview and spilled like a bunch of tea. And Donald Trump is mad as fuck about it and is trying to concoct a way that he's not responsible for picking a loser.
You know, Democrats and socialists never give me money, but Republicans give me money all the time. They're so nice, I trust them to run the country.
God. Nathan, thank you for the $5 dono. This is so stupid. I thought he resigned. He did resign because, and like immediately an investigation was opened into whether or not he was leaking to the press. Yes. Sorry. He wasn't fired. He resigned. But my guess is that he resigned right before, like, he knew that this investigation was coming and he resigned to get ahead of it.
It is. I can say this.
God.
He said very strongly that Iran is not a threat. Iran's been a threat for 47 years, and there's not a country in the world that doesn't agree with me on that. So I take this guy, Joe Kent, who lost twice for Congress, pretty badly and tough, and was devastated.
Unlike me, I only lost once.
And I know that he lost his wife. So instead of letting him live out his life, I brilliantly have my people call him and offer him a job in...
This doesn't make you sound brilliant. I brilliantly... No, you didn't. This makes you sound so fucking washed. It's crazy.
Security, essentially, in the White House. And what does he do? He goes out and he says that Iran is not a threat.
I brilliantly hired an absolute moron who's unqualified for the job in every way. A brilliant move, though.
To get publicity. Now, he probably signed up with CNN, or maybe he signed up with your division of Newsmax. I don't know, but probably signed.
Like, we're at the point of, like, his brain being cooked that he's lashing out at Newsmax, a news network created to specifically glaze him.
Signed up with CNN or somebody. But if you look at his tweets, X's or Truth, whatever he uses, I don't know, because
maybe he uses Truth Social. I don't know.
I don't follow him. What he said is 100% he agrees with me. All of a sudden he leaves. I never knew he had a problem. Now I hear they're looking at him for leaking. That's possible. But just so you understand, just to put it to rest, he lost twice badly. He also lost his wife. He's remarried since.
Why are you saying this? Guys, I want to be clear here. I have not rewound this video to go over this part again. He's just saying the same thing over and over and over again because he's angry and also his brain is gone. It's just a soup. Just a soup.
He lost his wife. I felt badly for him. So I told my people, reach out to him, give him a job at the White House. This is the thanks I get. Any other questions?
Overall crime in
He said
Memphis,
Iran
sir.
was not an imminent threat, that's what the intelligence showed.
I think it was an imminent threat. I think that Iran, if we didn't bomb them with the B-2 bombers, now that set them back. But if we didn't hit...
It set him back, which is why I said
Imagine
it obliterated
spending
their
what
program.
Elon spent to elect Trump only for Trump to dead name your company's posts.
Oh god. I didn't even connect that. That is very funny. Sake Tanuki, thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs.
Hit them with the B-2 bombers, they would have had a nuclear weapon within 2 weeks to a month. And if they had a nuclear weapon...
They would have had it in 2 weeks to a month, even though I claim to have obliterated their nuclear weapons program.
But they would have used it as soon as they got it.
If you obliterated their nuclear sites last summer with your strikes, then how can you argue it was an imminent threat now?
Oh, we hit them so hard, we obliterated
We obliterated them.
But that doesn't mean with the right equipment, you can't dig down and go get it. We don't want that, and we won't have that. But we obliterated that site. They still haven't been able to get it. That was a...
Okay, so you obliterated it, but it doesn't mean they can't dig down and get it, but you obliterated it, and they haven't done that. So... what are you talking about?
Complete success. But if it wasn't, they would have had, if we didn't hit them, if we didn't use the B-2 bombers, which are unbelievable. We just ordered 22 more of them, modern version, by the way, super modern version. If we didn't hit them with the B-2 bombers, they would have had, within 2 weeks of that attack, that's why we hit them, because we knew they would have had a nuclear weapon. They would have used it on Israel and the entire Middle East.
Overall crime in Memphis is down 43% since you began this task force. Is this a template you think is
well?
working?
What I'm doing today, really, this was supposed to be. This was a little bit before, set up a couple of weeks ago. This was before we had this situation with Iran take place last night. And by the way, they're just not communicating. When they say, I'm sure they don't mean that. When somebody says, "Oh, I didn't know you were talking," we were talking last night. And I'm sure they have a lack of communication, which is appropriate considering we blew up, in addition to their Navy, Air Force, every division, their radar. We also blew up all of their anti-aircraft and communication. So they have no telecommunication. So there is a lack of, I would imagine, a lack of coordination.
If you're worried...
I would imagine a lack of coordination. I don't know, man. They seem pretty coordinated. Like, they're still striking targets pretty accurately so far.
About the miscommunication.
Well, we think all we can do is think, look, we have numerous leader groups. They've all been killed. Very dangerous position. Khomeini was killed. Khomeini's son is unavailable. Nobody knows what happened to him. I can say they haven't seen him there either. Something is going on with him, but regardless, I don't consider him really the leader. But they do have some leaders left because we blew up group number 1, group number 2, a lot of group number 3. But we think we have people that are very representative of the country and will do a good job in representing.
Elon Musk has offered to pay TSA workers during this DHS shutdown. Is this something that you've been speaking to him about?
Yeah, I'd love it. I think it's great. Let him do that. And I want to thank ICE because they stepped in so strongly. They'll do great. And if that's not enough, I'll bring in the National Guard. We're not going to have the Democrats.
Yeah, that'll really help. That'll speed things along. Everyone who, yeah, please do, sir. Like that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, deploy the National Guard to airports to do what? To do what exactly? What on earth would that possibly accomplish? We'll make the lines even longer. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, we saw that. Thank you, Panky. It's it absolutely disgusting.
Destroy our country. These people are the most destructive, sick people. The Democrats. They want.
Gotta have those lines obliterated, of course.
And they're fighting for this. They're fighting for men and women's sports. They're fighting for transgender for everybody. Everybody.
Hell yeah. Everyone trans. You don't have a choice. No one cis, only trans.
Go out, get your kid a nice operation, and change the sex of your kid.
Get your kid a nice operation? What the fuck? Yeah, that's how it goes. You go to the transgender store and buy your kid a nice operation. That's exactly how it goes. You know, like you're driving home and you know, you're tired after a long day. You just picked up your kid from school and they go, mommy, I want to go to the trans store. I want to go to the transgender store. And you're like, little Billy, we got transgender at home. And you go back there and what do you have? It's just a copy of Fallout New Vegas. And that's just not good enough these days.
They're fighting for, think of it. They don't want you to do voter ID. You walk into a booth. In California, if a person who's doing voting, an official, asks you for identification.
We already got you trans last week. I want to get transed again.
They're subject to being arrested. What's wrong with this country? So we're fighting it hard. And I think they should, because the Democrats are being blamed for the shutdown, and it's their fault, and they're getting killed. That's why when I announced yesterday about ICE, the Democrats called. We want to settle. And
that didn't happen. You rejected a bipartisan proposal.
And I told the people, don't settle, because we have something bigger. Only settle if you get the Save America Act. Voter ID, and
also, there's no way that he's gonna get that. The Save America Act is fucking dead.
So important, proof of citizenship, etc. Thank you very much.
Whose idea was that? To put ICE in the airport.
We're dealing really.
Whose idea was it?
Mine. That was mine.
Can I ask you? You said
it was mine after I saw a Fox News episode.
Like the paperclip. You know the story of the paperclip?
What?
182 years ago, a man discovered the paperclip.
Oh my God!
It was so simple, and everybody that looked at it say,
"I'm still afraid the Democrats will cave."
I'm sorry. I wasn't. Nathan, thank you for the $5 dono. I was not prepared for a paperclip lecture.
Really?
Whose idea was it?
Mine. That was mine.
Can I ask you? You said
that was like the paperclip. You know the story of the paperclip? 182 years ago, a man discovered the paperclip. It was so simple, and everybody that looked.
A man discovered the paperclip? What are you what?
To say, why didn't I think of that? ICE was my idea. First person I called was Tom Homan. I said, what?
ICE was your idea? Do you mean ICE to airports?
What do you think? He said, I think it's great. Then I saw today there was some masks on. I didn't think the masks were appropriate. I put out a statement and I asked them, would it be possible to take off the mask? Because they should wear a mask when they're dealing with the murderers and the thugs let into our country.
You said there's many points of agreement.
Oh man, his brain is so fucking done. It's like giving up. It's given up. This is necrosis.
You look like you're
verbalized.
creating bad policy. Would you like some help?
Oh, Sake, thank you for the 2 tier 1 subs and the high tier reference. Oh my god, that was good.
With Iran right now.
Many.
What can you give us a
Many, like 15 points. 15 points.
Iran has said yes.
Well, they're not going to have a nuclear weapon.
Like he's just making it up.
Now,
Many.
what can you give
There are many points of agreement. How many points?
us a
Many, like 15 points. 15
Like he just pulled that number out of his ass. It's so clear he's making this up.
points.
Iran has said yes.
Well, they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. That's number one. That's number 1, 2, and 3. They will never have a nuclear weapon.
Does Trumpy Wumpy want his nappy wappy?
Look, you can tell how full of shit he is. He's like, they'll never have a nuclear weapon. That's number 1, 2, and 3. It's like, okay, so 15 points is meaningless. You're just making that up. It's not real.
They've agreed to that.
Will we see arrests, illegal migrant arrests at airports, sir?
Arrests?
Will we see ICE arresting illegal migrants at airports?
Yeah, that's.
Are we talking
That's
about-
why the Democrats are going crazy, because they've allowed, by what they did, and hold up, we put ICE, who are a very high level. I mean, they really are a high level group of people, and they love it because.
What does that mean? They're a high level group of people? Is this a fucking D&D group? Like, what are you talking about? All right, my ICE agents roll for initiative. What are you talking about, man?
They're able to now arrest illegals as they come into the country. That's,
Yeah, all of the undocumented immigrants who are coming in on airplanes? What are you talking about? I cast Fireball.
that's very fertile territory, but that's not why they're there. They're really there to help.
Are we talking to
They're there to help. Everyone loves a helpful ICE agent.
It means they can do the high-level raids at LaGuardia.
Oh, God. Yeah, they can do the high-level raids at LaGuardia. Usually TSA agents would have to grind at some Iowa airport, but no. ICE agents are coming in to help the raid group.
Iran directly?
To no enrichment whatsoever, even for medical purposes, civilian purposes?
They have. Thank you.
What about the Strait of Hormuz?
Has Iran agreed to this thing? Has Iran agreed to just poop their pants on live television? All of them simultaneously? Yes, they have.
Who's going to be in control of
That'll
that?
be opened very soon if this works.
How soon? And who's in
Immediately.
control of it? Will
Immediately.
Iran still be able to control the
It'll be open immediately. The Strait of Hormuz will be open immediately. I can't. I fucking can't. The lies are so transparent. I'm losing it.
Be jointly controlled.
by who?
Maybe me. Maybe me.
Want the United States to be in
Me
control?
and the Ayatollah, whoever the Ayatollah is, whoever the next Ayatollah. Look,
God.
and there'll also be a form of a very serious form of a regime change. Now, in all fairness, everybody's been killed from the regime. They're really starting off. There's automatically a regime change. But we're dealing with some people that I find to be very reasonable, very solid. The people within know who they are. They're very respected. And maybe one of them will be exactly what we're looking for. Look at Venezuela, how well that's working out. We are doing so well in Venezuela with oil and with the relationship between the president-elect and us. And maybe we find somebody like that in Iran.
Are you considering any more options to lower the price of oil while these talks?
The price of oil will drop like a rock as soon as a deal is done. I guess it already is today. No, we have a very...
Oh, the deal is already done? What a lying sack of shit. As of 3 minutes ago, per Al Jazeera, senior IRGC officer says not much time left for U.S. to escape quagmire. Mohsen Rezai, a high-ranking IRGC officer and member of Iran's influential Expediency Discernment Council, said Iran will paralyze the U.S. and sink its vessels in the Arabian Gulf if the country attacks Iranian infrastructure. The quote, the final deadlines for saving America are approaching, and there is not much time left to rescue the United States from this quagmire. That is a direct quote. So I don't think that they agreed to any kind of deal at all.
Serious chance of making a deal. That doesn't guarantee anything. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm not going to come out here in a week or 2 weeks and have you all say, oh, you said. I didn't say anything. All I'm saying is we are in the throes of a real...
I mean, you did say this wasn't a war, so...
possibility of making a deal. And I think if I were a betting man, I'd bet for it. But again, I'm not guaranteeing anything.
If I were a betting man, as I know some of you are... he says, hint, hint, wink, wink.
Live from the Polymarket studio in LA.
They want to make a deal very badly. Thank you.
What changes would you like to see in DHS under Markwayne Mullin?
Well, he's going to be fantastic. He'll make his own change. He's already given me a list of people he wants to bring. He's a fantastic guy. I think he's just the right guy. You all know him. He's a very open, smart guy, very successful actually in business, which people don't know, and he's a friend of mine. I think Markwayne is going to be fantastic. Thank you.
Are these direct talks for Iran?
Yeah, Markwayne Mullin, everybody. He's gonna be so good. He's gonna be so good at his job. Anyway, totally not a weird guy at all. Markwayne, totally qualified. Reportedly fingered nostrils of colleagues and their spouses during visit to Israel. This is from 2023, and it's a real article. Took photos of himself putting his finger up the noses of sleeping lawmakers and their spouses during a visit to Israel. And yeah, that's very very qualified man. Everyone knows him. Everyone loves that guy, the nostril fingerer. I can't get. He's gonna do a great job in charge of DHS. Everything is so stupid right now, guys. Everything is so stupid. So fucking stupid. I can't even.
Crash that happened
Terrible. They made a mistake. It's a dangerous business. That's terrible. Thank you.
Oh, God.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. We're going to capture him getting on.
You know that every single time he walks up these stairs, like, the people filming are just like, is this going to be the time he falls? Bye-bye. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was a lot of mental damage, guys. And I just want to add one more thing here, because Donald Trump also made a stop today at Graceland. And we're not going to watch a whole lot of this appearance, but I did want to play this 30-second long clip for you guys, because it's honestly one of the most insane things I've ever seen in my life. Just as a little period on this particular segment.
One that had the karate patch on it. Elvis had 2 8th degree black belts in karate. One was in Kenpo, and that's what this
Was
patch
he
is
really
for.
good, or was it just...
Actually, he was really good. He
Okay.
started practicing.
Could I have taken him in a fight?
I don't know. You might.
I think he would have been respectful enough to let you in.
Yes, he probably would.
But he and Bruce Lee really brought
Really?
karate.
Is that right?
Yeah, he would have been. But he and Bruce Lee really brought karate to the West.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's good.
Yep.
It's very good. Well, Bruce Lee was pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. You having a good time, media? Everybody? It's interesting. It's a little bit different, yeah.
One that had the karate.
Could I have beaten him in a fight is one of the most insane things to ask about Elvis that I've ever... Like, I'm sorry, like, yeah, this guy had 2 black belts. Could I, a dipshit, defeat him in a fight? I don't know. What if I was really stupid at him with all my powers? I can't, man. I can't. Anyway, this guy has the ability to launch nukes. And that's really scary. Smokewalker, thank you for the $20 dono. Very much appreciated. And folks, I do just want to say here, if you got anything out of this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, click the buttons that help the show. You know the drill. Go do the things.
Trump versus Elon UFC match on the White House front lawn. Let's go.
God. You know Trump would want to do it and Elon would back out. He's a bitch. All right. Also, I'm pretty sure just the act of getting up in the ring would kill Trump. Like, it's just, his body's going. Okay? But folks, if you got anything out of today's, if you got anything out of this segment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, click the buttons. They help the channel grow, and consider leaving a comment. Comments longer than 8 words really help the channel and the algorithm for whatever reason. And also, folks, get organized. We need people to infiltrate and take over the Democratic Party. Join your local Democratic Party. Make them more progressive. Build up our organizational capacity. Join your local DSA. Get involved with organizing working people in your local area. It's vitally important that we all step up and do our parts in this capacity. All right? So if you need help doing that, we have people here who can help you get started. So join our Discord, reach out to GamerG for help getting involved and making your DSA more effective, and reach out to Dragonfly for help making your local Dems more effective and also more progressive, because we need to kick out these corporate stooges who are taking huge amounts of money from corporate interests. They are destroying our democracy, and we cannot allow that on the local, state, or national level anymore. Also, last but not least, check out ImageneOlivia.com. Gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes, also tested with cis men, cis women, non-binary folks. It is non-tucking lingerie. It is comfortable. It will fit. And it is also sexy and elegant. So check it out. ImageneOlivia.com. Link down in the description. And let's keep on going.
Riverboat Jack is going to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube and swishy streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, and plenty more. Your sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack.